The Boys spin-off Generation V introduces a bunch of new faces to the world of The Boys and will be about super-powered young adults battling it out in order to get spots on different superhero teams and gain power among Vought. It is set to take place between Season 3 and Season 4 of The Boys, so we are coming fresh off Homelander lasering a person in public. Something like that would no doubt have major ramifications both among the public's opinion of superheroes and make Vought rethink how they control them. However, with Homelander taking over Vought, a major deviation from the comics, it's a bit hard to say exactly how their behavior will change or stay the same moving forward. It does seem that most of Gen V will be a whole new and original storyline. However, it does draw from the source material in the Boys comics. It will loosely be based off the We Gotta Go Now comic arc. So what exactly happens in this run, and what can we expect from Generation V in the show as the storyline moves forward? The story in the comic is pretty self-contained, so I wouldn't be surprised if Gen V takes the same approach, with mostly just references to the larger world at hand. To start off, in this run of comics, the Boys are investigating a group called the G-Men, the G-Men being a parody of the X-Men, led by a guy named John Godolkin, who is essentially a stand-in for Xavier. The G-Men and Godolkin is a group that really doesn't have any dirty secrets, at least at first glance, so Huey is sent in to investigate and find out what they are hiding. The G-Men on the surface come across a bit like a fraternity, and it pretty much seems like a bunch of people just hanging around and partying, even making prank calls to Homelander from time to time, and they don't really come across like a major threat, at least to Huey at first. They are made up of about 6 to 7 teams, all overseen by Godolkin. Vought is heavily in control of them and sells them essentially as the underdog group among the superheroes, and this is used to create a huge profit margin, making Vought a mountain load of cash. After doing a bit of investigation, Huey and the Boys are eventually able to find out the dirty secret among this group, and that is that essentially Godolkin is kidnapping kids and injecting them with Compound V. Many would end up dying, but some would go on to develop superpowers, and those ones would go on to become members of the G-Men. Those that survive are promised pretty much anything, as long as they are completely loyal to Godolkin. Before the secret of the G-Men is spilled and made public, Vought just comes in and completely destroys the group, killing everyone to keep the real secret of the G-Men hidden from the public. And that is pretty much where the storyline ends. So keeping in spirit with the comic books, we can probably expect some type of big blast at the end of the show. In the same way as Vought coming in to destroy the G-Men, it's very possible that Vought may come in and completely destroy the university in order to keep any dark secrets from getting out to the public. So what we know about the show is that it is based at Godolkin University, and Godolkin doesn't seem to be a specific person. However, Clancy Brown is playing a character called Professor Rich Brinkerhoff, and it would seem that he is a fill-in for the character of Godolkin from the comics. He is the overseer choosing which superheroes are good enough for certain spots on different teams. The leading character of Gen V is Maria Moreau. She is a first year at the school and has blood-bending ability. Her and her other classmates have to go through a sinister set of tests until only the best survive the school. The show does show the different characters being ranked in some type of a system, probably encouraging competition and for the weak ones to be killed off. Several characters from the Boys will cross over, like A-Train, Ashley Barrett, Adam Bork, Victoria Newman, Soldier Boy, and introducing Tek Knight from the comic books to the live screen. We know that in the Boys universe, most people get their powers because their parents have them injected with a dose of Compound V when they are babies or small children. Some develop superpowers to allow them to join teams and be marketed by Vought when they are adults. Others that develop either unuseful, out of control, or weak superpowers end up being tossed aside or sent to Red River Institution. We know that this is where Marie, one of the main characters of the show, does come from before going to the university. Think of the school as a meat grinder that only those that can make Vought money and be controlled come out the other end. And there's probably lots of dark secrets that Vought doesn't want coming out, involving torture, experiments, and a lot of death. In the comics, the G-Men storyline is pretty isolated. However, it would seem that in the show, they are making the storyline a much stronger presence, and Godalkin University playing a major role for the origin story of most of the superheroes. The ones that survive make it onto teams and in contracts with Vought, changing it from a mansion to a full-on college school. So the question is, how does Vought control so many superpowered individuals? I do hope that they introduce the anti-hero bullets that they have in the comics, which are essentially weapons designed specifically to kill superheroes, and it would make sense for Vought to have some type of magic bullet up their sleeve to use when different superheroes get out of line. So I do imagine as the show goes along, the different superheroes will begin to learn how they are being pitted against each other for deadly competition and for control by Vought. And as things escalate, if Vought feels like they are going to be exposed to the public in any way, I have no doubt they will completely wipe out the university like they did to the G-Men in the comics. But what are your thoughts? What do you think will happen in the upcoming TV show, Generation V? Please give me your thoughts and have a wonderful day.